Hey everyone!
This is Straight Outta Class, where we talk about the tea.
Grab a seat, cause it's about to get real. I was fully aware that I should have a subject combination that is more or less quite general and can cover more bases so that you can go to most of the courses in uni. Because some things are like quite common sense. Like for example, if you want to study medicine, then you definitely need to do chemistry, right? Yeah. Right. If you want to become a doctor, you might need chemistry, bio. You want to become an accountant, you need math. Some of the things are quite straightforward, right?
For myself, I think I already knew what I wanted to study in uni. So, and that was psychology.
I mean, when you are in secondary school?
Yeah, when I was in secondary school. So, I mean, it's a very long story. Like, I kind of knew it when I was in primary school. Okay, not that I don't regret my choice. I quite regret my choice. Okay, but I think what was important was I went to ask some of my seniors, what should I take? And actually, they told me for psychology, you don't really have to be very concerned about what subject combination you take. So for me, it was quite easy. Whatever that I liked, I took it. Whatever that I didn't like, then I didn't take it. So I think for me, because my degree or interest was more general, so actually there wasn't a lot of restrictions. But then I realized that there are certain subjects when you reach JC, you need like maybe like a B4 in English to take. Because for myself, I got a C5 for English, which is very bad. And then I wanted to take literature actually when I was in JC. Then I realized, wow, the cutoff is B4.
But are you glad that you didn't take?
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't take. When I failed it, I guess. But I mean, so in the end, I took econs. And I think nowadays there's a lot more schools offering econs at the secondary school level.
Correct.
Yeah, but back then in our time, I think I think it's don't have or very little school lah. Yeah, so when I eventually went to JC, I took econs, which is a brand new topic. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot also. So I would say to some degree, unless you know your interests like for literature or like history, then you definitely must take those subjects when you're in secondary school. But if not, if what you want to go for is like business, you want to go for very general degrees, then actually not that important per se, so long as you know that you can do well and score well at O levels.
I hear a lot of youngsters nowadays, they always say things like, oh, I want to do business, business. So, what exactly does business mean? Like for example, for the subject combination wise?
Actually, to be very honest, I have a lot of business friends and they come from all variations of like combination. So I don't think there's one combination that they need, but I know what would be good to have will be things like a good pass in math. I don't think A math is required, to be very honest, because there are some of my students who either don't take A math or they didn't really do well in A math and they still get into business. Or like they are on upstream, they still get into business. Because at the end of the day, business, I feel, while business feels like a very sciencey thing, like numbers, but actually it's not just about numbers, it's about like concepts. So actually there are a lot of students who take arts and then they go to business and they do well. So because there's a lot of like presentation to do and you must be very well versed with how you present yourself and things like that. And like how do you like package whatever that you want to present to your audience per se. So actually I think business is a very general degree and you don't really need A1 in math or A1 in literature, whatever. I think just overall you get decent grades for your O levels and A levels, then I think it's fine.
But I think for those cases whereby you specialize in like business analytics, this kind, then most likely math will be more significant here, right?
I think from what I know, like accounting, all these things, they don't really require you to have like things like A math skills. So like you don't need to know how to differentiate. You don't need to know how to do like integration. But things like basic calculating of math, like statistics, which is all taught in E-math, these are things that's a bit more relevant to what you want to do in business. So actually I would say from that regards, you can don't take A-math and still get into business. But then I know generally those people who go into JC and they go into the science stream, they will want to take A-math. Because it's more relevant when they are in JC. That's all for today.
See you in the next episode. Bye.